Hey everyone, this is about when Baga hurts you and you flinch afterwards. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And let's get going. Let's get going. Bakugou trains a lot. He's trying to be the number one hero, of course. He does. And if you're dating him, then that means that you are with him every step of the way. Late night training, early morning training, finding healthy or sleeps to cook for him, if he's been out for a run and didn't have time to eat. Anything he needs, you are there for him. Not only does it show your support for him, but it also helps you improve your skills too. Bago adores the fact that you're so invested in his future. But he often reminds you to look after yourself and your own career path as well. Bago loves you for every little thing you do. If he has a rough session, you're there to make it all go away. You've also helped him improve his stamina in more ways than one. And even though, originally, he was only a two-way for himself, he couldn't believe there was ever a time that he had thought he didn't want anyone because now he has you, and he can't imagine having ever lived without you. So what happens if he hurts you? Chances are it happens in training. It would be a late night session. You and Shoto have been studying in the dorm room kitchen, snacks on the table, clock ticking quietly on the wall as you and Shoto sat in silence, mulling over the equations in your textbooks. You had known that your boyfriend would be out with Kirishima to play some video games, and it was nice to spend some time apart. You didn't know how long you had been sad with Shoto before you heard the sound of anger shouts from down the corridor, prompting you and your study buddy to look up from the books. To see the spiky hair of Bago stomping down the corridor, his hands shoved into his pockets, and angered mumbling coming from his lips. You already knew what had happened as the meal approached, and you sighed, closing your textbooks and piling them up on the table, waiting for your patty boyfriend to get closer, which he did. Entering the kitchen and stopping by where you sat on the table, ruby eyes locking with your own. Did you lose? He asked calmly, and Bago visibly bristled, ruby eyes narrowing in his coughs. I lost. He spat. Now I'll sit here lunch for the next 3 weeks. Uh-huh. You sigh, rising from your chair, already knowing that he would want to blow off some steam. You want to go spar for a bit? Blow off some steam? Bago grunts, nodding. He loves how well you can read him, and you take his hand, saying goodbye to Shota and making your way towards the training hall. His anger tells that Kirishima cheated, booming down the corridor. But he tampered with the controller. I'm sure he did, babe. I'm good at those games. I've never lost. I know he hadn't, babe. You're very talented. Don't patronize me. You only giggle and press a kiss to his forehead. You got straight into sparring after having gotten changed, and we're now in an intense hand-to-hand combat. The sound of explosions echoing throughout the gym, the air growing thick with the heat of your bodies, and you could feel sweat building on your skin. You must have spent a good 2 hours before you began to feel slightly fatigued. You'd done an impressive job of blocking his attempts to hand-to-hand. Your technique had been improved greatly from hours spent with the explosive blonde, but you're beginning to feel strained. As he shot his hand out, a crackling explosion ready to be expelled, and you managed to dodge, just in time, sending your own attack back in response, which he also dodged. You knew Bago well. You knew his every thought. You'd come to recognize his body language. Nothing, the subtle hints that told you what move he would throw at you next. And while he never went full force on you, he still treated you like he would do into any extras, so you had to be on your toes. Unfortunately, Baga had a hard time holding back when you got into it, and even though he would restrain himself from ever hurting you, he slept up every now and again, and sometimes he got a little too aggressive, but there was a safe word to let the other know when things got out of hand. Although tonight your boyfriend seemed more riled up than normal, probably because of the video games. It was showing in the attacks he was using. Teeth gritted and eyes flashing as he kept coming at you. You could feel your own muscles burning as he kept trying to block his blows and sidestep around him. Katsuki maybe slowed down a bit. He panted, but he didn't seem to be able to hear you. Too caught up in his own headspace to hear you. How exactly that had happened was not exactly clear to you, but you could remember seeing your boyfriend charging towards you, hands covered in sweat, and the flashes of golden explosions dancing in the palm of his hand. He must have blinked for a second, maybe less, but it was long enough for you to be unable to fight back, and when you opened your eyes, you were flying across the training mat. Your side felt with a burning pain, and you crashed into the mat. You slammed hard into the ground, your body bouncing over the carpeted training mat and onto the hardwood, the air being knocked from your lungs. He watched you for a second, his stance ready for a surprise attack, but when he saw you try to set up, only to fall back down again and groan in pain, he was by your side in seconds. One, he barked, driving to his knees, reaching out to turn you over. His eyes widened when he saw the sun burning. Your training suit, his eyes widened, and panic was quick to set in. Oi, dumbass, get up. Juan, are you okay? You grin in response and open your eyes to see the panic in his eyes. It's a terror you've never seen in them before. Bug isn't afraid of anything, but this one time he is. He's terrified that he's really hurt you, and he reaches out, pulls you into him, and you visibly flinch, and poor Bago dies. He still has left his body because you just did the worst thing any doubting partner could ever witness. You flinched. You must be in too much pain or discomfort to realize what you had done, but he's crestfallen. His once pure red eyes, dulling and blurring slightly, his gaze locked in the seared flesh on your side that looks painfully burned from his quirk. He doesn't try to reach out anymore. He doesn't want to see you flinch again. He's frozen slightly, and it feels as if his soul has been drained from his body. He hurts you, and you flinched, as if he would ever think about harming you again, and yet your reflexes seem to believe it. The doors open, and Kirishima and Kaminari enter. They're quick to rush over upon seeing you on the floor, with Baga kneeling beside you. What happened? Dinky asks, as the two boys stop by your side, Dinky kneeling down beside you while Kirishima kneels beside Bago. Concern lays into his features. Bago bro, are you okay? What happened? The red hat asked Bago, but Bago's eyes remain locked on your form. Can you take her to the infirmary? Bago asks, in a demanding voice, yet it cracks ever so slightly, and his gaze on the floor as Dinky nods, reaching out to help you on your feet. Usually, Bago would snap, berate, or wrestle with anybody who touched you or tried to take you away from him, but he figured it was better for Dinky than him taking you if you weren't comfortable with him at the moment. Still, he scowls after Dinky's retreating form as he carries you, bridal style, towards the school infirmary, leaving him alone with Kirishima to console him. Dude, what happened? She flinched. Huh? When? She flinched away from me. Bago growls, reaching his hands up to pull through his spikes of hair, and Kirishima can see the surface of his friend's eyes water slightly as his face crunched up into a snarl. I heard her, and she flinched. Have I ruined things between us? Thank you guys for listening. Hope you liked the video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Goodbye. Damn, it's 9 p.m.